The motel clerk warned me never to look out the upstairs window after 3 a.m. But at exactly 3:14, someone knocked on the glass. Back in 2017, I was driving through rural Arizona during a business trip when my car broke down outside a tiny desert town. It was nearly midnight, and the only place still open was an old roadside motel beside the highway. The building looked abandoned at first. Half the neon sign flickered weakly, and only 3 rooms seemed occupied. Inside the office, the motel clerk looked nervous the moment I asked for a room upstairs. He handed me the key slowly and quietly said, "Whatever happens tonight, don't look out the window after 3 a.m. I laughed awkwardly, assuming he was joking, but he didn't smile. He just repeated, "Keep the curtains closed." My room sat at the far end of the second floor, facing the empty desert behind the motel. The place smelled old and dusty, like nobody had stayed there in years. At first, everything seemed normal. I watched TV for a while, then eventually fell asleep. But around 3:14 a.m., I woke suddenly to a loud knocking sound. Tap, tap, tap. Not at the door, at the window. My stomach tightened instantly. The curtains beside the bed were still closed, but something was definitely tapping on the glass from outside, which made no sense. My room was on the second floor. The tapping came again, slower this time. Tap, tap, tap. Then a woman's voice whispered softly from outside the window. "Please help me." I froze completely. The voice sounded weak, terrified. For a moment, I actually considered opening the curtains. Then I remembered the clerk's warning downstairs. Don't look out the window after 3 a.m. The tapping suddenly stopped. Complete silence filled the room for several seconds. Then came scratching. Slow scratching sounds dragging across the glass from outside, like fingernails moving across the window. I grabbed my phone and quietly called the motel office, but nobody answered. Then the woman outside whispered again, "He's coming." Right after she said that, another voice spoke outside the window. A man's voice. Deep. Calm. "Did you look yet?" Every hair on my arms stood up instantly. The scratching became violent suddenly. Scrappy. Something dragged hard across the glass. I finally couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed the bedside lamp as a weapon and slowly stepped toward the curtains. The moment I touched them, the tapping stopped completely. Silence. My hands shook while I slowly pulled the curtain open a few inches. At first, I saw nothing except darkness outside. Then I looked down. Someone was hanging upside down directly outside the second floor window, smiling at me. Its pale fingers gripped the roof above the window frame like a spider clinging to the building. Long black hair hung downward over a stretched white face, and its eyes were completely black. The thing smiled wider the moment it saw me looking. Then it whispered, "There you are." I stumbled backwards, screaming. At that exact moment, the motel room lights shut off. Darkness swallowed the room instantly. Then I heard movement above me, slow crawling sounds across the ceiling. The thing was inside the room now. I ran for the door blindly while hearing scratching and wet breathing directly overhead. The second I opened the door, I nearly collided with the motel clerk standing outside holding a shotgun. His face looked pale with fear. Without saying a word, he pulled me into the hallway and slammed the door shut behind us. Something immediately slammed against the other side hard enough to shake the walls. Then came scratching. Long nails dragging slowly across the inside of the door. The clerk finally explained the truth downstairs. Years earlier, a woman staying in that room disappeared during the night. Witnesses claimed she was seen standing outside second-floor windows, asking people for help. Anyone who opened the curtains vanished before morning. According to locals, whatever copied her voice still wanders the motel after 3 a.m., looking for someone to look outside.